Hey, my name's Luke and welcome to the video. The 3 driving forces of your life. And if you don't know them already, I put them in the title. You have obsession, passion, and discipline. And there's many ways you can apply that to your life, and I hope that you at least have one of those driving you forward. But not everything is as simple as it sounds. You're not going to live each day with passion, obsession, and discipline. It's not going to work. There's going to be days where you're not going to have one of those attributes. Maybe you're passionate about something one day, and the next day it requires discipline to achieve it. Maybe you are disciplined about something, but without passion, it crumbles. You know, I would say passion is love for something. You're passionate about it, it is never ending. You may have bad days, but inevitably, you always come back to it. It's not a choice for you, it's an instinct. Passion is what drives you forward. It's something that you cannot live without. Or someone. Then you have your obsessions. What motivates you? You know, there's certain things that you are motivated by, and at least for today, you're passionate about it. You're excited about it. You're obsessed with it. But at the end of the day, tomorrow, you can forget about it. Maybe not forget, but maybe in a month, maybe 2 months, you move on to something else. And that's what you freaky Tinder people be doing. You got obsessions. You find one septum piercing person, and you gotta have it all. You freaky man. Or girl. Alright? Stay away from the septum piercing people. Alright? Be obsessed with them. And you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn that they ain't obsessed with you. Alright? So do better. Then your last one is discipline. It's throwing out the other two and saying that I'm going to do this every single day, no matter how much I hate it. Like it, love it. It doesn't matter. You're going to do it, regardless. And that's what discipline is. Discipline is probably the hardest driving force to achieve. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't achieved it entirely yet. I go to the gym after work every day, but some days I just do cardio. Some days I just go to the sauna, I don't do all the weights. And it sucks because I have to motivate myself to do that. I have to drink a ton of energy drinks just to get that headspace in where I want to lift weights. It is very hard to do. But we still attempt to do it. We still strive for it. You need to attempt discipline every day, but if that doesn't work, you need to hit it with your obsession. Find a new obsession so at least if your discipline doesn't work, you can be obsessed about something else. I found that worked for the gym when I first started out. It doesn't necessarily work long term, but it'll get you started. The first 90 days in the gym are the hardest. The first 90 days you are developing a habit. For me, I did a promise to myself for 90 days, 3 months straight. I go to the gym after work. I work hard, post what I did, do a post for myself, a picture of myself that day, and then also a photography picture with music, everything, maybe a motivational quote in there somewhere, whatever. I would do that every day for 90 days. And what I have developed is the innate instinct to go to the gym. I'm not going to have the best day at the gym every day, but I know I need to go. I know I'm going to hit my steps every day. That's a guarantee. I'm going to hit my 10K to 15K in steps. That's a guarantee. Now, whether or not I hit weights is questionable. So what I'm trying to do is I want to at least be able to do body weight exercises. I know it's counterintuitive. I have a gym membership, but I want to be able to say I can do this many push-ups, blah, 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 because being able to support your own body weight is a indicator of health, right? So if I'm unable to support my own body weight, I'm not healthy. But I do think that being able to do a bunch of sit-ups, push-ups, and squats, even body weight squats, is going to help me achieve better results in the gym. I weigh 170 last time I checked, maybe 180 now. And hopefully some of that's muscle, but let's be real. Your boy's been bulking a little bit too far. So, I need to get stronger, and the only way to do that is to keep lifting more. The only problem is I honestly am not that strong, which requires me to be able to support my own body weight. Now, I don't know what the chest press to push-up ratio is of what the change off is, where if I do a push-up at 180, then I can bench 160. I don't know how that works, but I would like to look into that by the time I tell you or talk to you next time. But I would say that it is very important, and I think that push-ups are a good indicator of health, and I think that it would help me in the gym. Now, I have to figure out how I'm going to approach that. Do I wake up at 6 in the morning every day and try to do 15 minutes worth of push-ups and sit-ups? I don't think that's going to help. It may help me wake up in the morning. That could be a possibility. But then I might get sweaty and it's just gross. And, gross. I don't know. I don't necessarily want to get sweaty before putting on dress clothes and heading to work. I don't think that's very optimal. But, you know, it's one possibility to wake up. We could take a cold shower in the morning, even though we just took one the night before. That kind of stinks. But that would help as well. And then, you know, you have all these other factors at play. I could potentially, you know, sorry, I had to plug that thing in. Hang on. There we are. Oh, I could potentially go after work, but then I'm already going to the gym after work. So getting home would require me to do more physical exertion, which is unnecessary and ridiculous. So I'm not sure about that either. So I should just go to the gym properly, but I'm finding I'm not able to hit the weights like I want. The other day, I was hitting the chest press machine. I was pushing myself so hard, my head started to hurt like I had an aneurysm or something. And it's not even like I'm going like Trend Twins level psycho on the chest press machine. It's just, I don't think that I'm getting strong enough, fast enough. I need to hop on Trend. Whoa, just kidding. But, I don't know, maybe doing push-ups and stuff might be able to assist me get to the next level. And I also need a cut. But here we are, chowing down on delicious Caribbean food today. Was it Caribbean? I don't know. It was sweet plantains, yellow rice, beans, and the most delicious beef. You know what? You know meat is cooked right when it's been like stewed in a sauce like gravy like, and it's like pulling apart. You eat that over rice, man, you cannot get any better than that. You can eat that out of a school cafeteria or the cafeteria at my work, and it always tastes amazing. I don't care who you are or what kind of chef you are, it's good food. So like I said, I do have a discipline to just get to the gym now. So I'm really happy about that. Now, as for the obsession part, my obsession with it is in energy drinks. My obsession is different levels of caffeine for the gym, different forms of caffeine. Obsession is talking about the gym with other people. Learning about the gym on YouTube. Learning about different exercises to do, different ways to do my workouts. Learning about health and science. All of those things are good to know, so being obsessed over that and learning about it is good. And you need to be obsessed about something to learn about it. To learn something requires you to focus, requires you to be in that mindset, you know? And if you're obsessed about something, believe me, you will learn a lot about something pretty quick. A lot of my obsessions I've learned quite a bit extensively about. And I may not be a pro in the subject, but ask me anything about photography and I could probably point you in the right direction. And I could probably ask the right questions. And that is all what it's about. You need to be able to get to a level in obsession where you're able to ask the right questions. Once you do that, you don't have to know everything in that field. No one is the best at something. You're good at something. You are great. You are better than average, but you are never the best. There's always something to be learned. Remember, nothing is true. Everything is permitted, right? So if nothing is true, you are not absolute. What you do and what you think are not absolute. You need someone else's opinion to verify yours, and even then, you need thousands of other opinions, millions. You need research. I mean, this is the STEM method. This is what clinical research is all about. You need quantity and quality to verify the authenticity of something. And even then, it can still be proved wrong. Remember when cigarettes were supposed to be healthy? Now look. They're not so healthy anymore, are they? Right? And we're even still figuring out whether or not nicotine's bad for you. Guess what? It is. If you ever think about doing nicotine in any facet, even if you just chew some nicotine gum, know this. Nicotine affects your gums. No matter what you ingest it by, it reduces the blood flow in your mouth. The blood flow that goes to your teeth, so it messes with your dental health. And if you do know this, or you should know this, is that your dental health is correlated to your heart health. Because your teeth are connected to your heart because there's blood rushing from your teeth here to your heart. And they have done research stating that if you have bad dental health, you will have bad heart health. Now, whether or not they're inversely related or directly or indirectly related, there is something there that you should be mindful of. And messing with one affects the other. And if you also know is that your heart is what keeps you alive. And if your heart stops working, you stop working. Your lungs stop working, you stop working. Kind of important. But also, one of the biggest factors of death is your heart stopping. A lot of people, you could be 65, you could be 55, you could be 75, 85, 95, 105, it don't matter. The majority of death in this world occurs from your heart stopping. So remember to heart max and drink your caffeine every day. And take Tren. Remember, pushing your heart till failure trains it. That's the way to go. But, getting back to what I was saying, is we have our passion, we have our obsession, and we have our discipline. I already touched up on discipline. Doing something that you do like, not like, doesn't matter. You did it until the point where you just can't say no anymore. Right? You do something so much that you just unconsciously do it. It's a habit at this point. Your job is discipline. The fact that you clock into work every day, I believe in you, bro. I believe in you, because you could quit any time, but you can't, can you? You hate it, you love it, you have good days, you have bad days, but inevitably, you know you can't quit, because let's be real, are you going to get another job? How many times are you going to have to go in for interviews to get a different job? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse? You're going to have more money, less money? You can't know that for certain. So here you are, being disciplined, putting in your OT, doing 60 hours a week. I'm proud of you. Right? And then you have your passion. Well, your obsession, and that's pulling up an Excel document to do the best math possible to figure out budgeting purposes for your photography obsession. Or video games, doing the math of how many hours of fun to how much cost a video game is for the hours to fun ratio. Or figuring out what the best open world game is based on multiple sources by doing an Excel spreadsheet. I love Excel spreadsheets. If you've never done an Excel spreadsheet in your spare time, you haven't had an obsession that's worthwhile. Because, let me tell you, when you have something that you're really obsessed over and you want to figure it out properly, yeah, you could write it down on some scratch paper, but if you pull an Excel document and you really do the math on it, whether it's finances or figuring out in-game currency, it is so rewarding and so much fun to do. I promise you that you will learn so much about Excel by just doing it with something that you're obsessed about. So I implore you to give it a shot sometime. And if you don't have Excel because you're not paying $120 a month for Office 2025, you can go onto Gmail with Google Docs and go to Google Sheets. It's knockoff Excel in browser, and it works just as well. Honestly, I don't know how Microsoft Office is still in business, because it works just as well, if not better, cleaner, and in browser without having to pay at all. And you get 15 gigabytes of storage for free. This is not sponsored. I'm just throwing that one out there. If you're a student. Also, Google Sheets is under a different file format than Excel. And if your professor requires you to do it in Excel, you can export to Excel. Don't open the document when it's on your computer and then throw it into your uploads for your school. However, if you do go to school in Florida, you probably have free Excel through your school, so I implore you to try to use that if possible. Now the last thing, passion. I can't give you too much advice on this because I don't really have that many passions. Photography is an obsession right now. I think it is a passion long term, but I can't be for certain. I would say a passion is something that you don't have for months at a time, you have for years, decades of your life, where it doesn't leave, it's never lost, it's always there, present. It's more generalized, it's not defined as much, right? Problem solving, liking to fix things and figure things out. That right there is a passion. It's why I'm going into this field. It's why I did the major I did, is because I want to fix things. I want to fix what leadership problems I've seen in the past. I want to fix relationships in the workplace. I want to, fix really problematic policies and procedures. I want to fix those things that need to be corrected. Those are the things that I look into. That's what I'm passionate about. And within that passion comes photography, artistry, I know that I can't draw for the life of me, but I can use an editor on a raw photo and make it art, photography. I can take a photo of something and I've got the eye for it. I just don't have the hands for it because I couldn't draw a photo to save the life of me, If I tried to draw a photo, it would look ugly. So, fair enough, there's that. Not very good at cooking. So you make simple recipes. And I would love that if I was ever able to move into a house, I would do cooking videos for you. And I think that would be pretty fun. I do a video on saving money with cooking, like Broke Boy College Student 101 cooking class. We learn how to make jerky, smoothies, cheap cocktails, doing budget for gym bros, you know. I think that'd be pretty fun. Figuring out the cheapest gym gains to cost ratio, that'd be kind of fun. Also, if you're looking for some of these things and you don't want to do all the math yourself, I implore you to search up Efficiency is Everything. It's a website about all of this obsession with food and costs and insurance and cost of protein per dollar and fast food. All of that stuff. If you're trying to do that on your own, I implore you just to check out the website, and they probably already have a document on it. It might be a little outdated, but it'll get you started. So it's kind of fun to do. But yeah, that's what I'm passionate about. And while I do have bad days and good days, I would say that I do have passion to serve others, to help other people. And while I am disappointed in humanity sometimes for their idiocy and, quite frankly, disrespect for others, I keep trying to put positivity out there, no matter what happens. And with that, I believe it as a passion. I mean, I am fighting against a brick wall, a boulder that constantly keeps falling down the hill. Every day I'm disappointed, and yet again I still have to push myself back up and try again tomorrow. That doesn't make me an optimist. I'm a nihilist all the way. But everyone's so damn negative out here, I feel like I have to be the only positive one. And it sucks because I don't want to have to be that way. I want to be a nihilist like everyone else. I actually find myself to be a nihilistic person that laughs at it, that laughs at the terribleness of the world, not laughs at people or the suffering of others, just laughs at the terrible times. I've found a very good coping mechanism with it. When others implode around me, I think it's funny. Not in the seriousness of a situation, but in the patheticness of it. When someone gets mad because they stubbed their toe because someone else dropped a table on them, me and my buddy would laugh because, quite frankly, everyone's stupid in that situation. You let him drop the table on your foot, and then he dropped the table on your foot. Like, what an idiot. So we used to make fun of that in Boy Scouts when stuff like that happened, and I've matured since then a lot more. And I've realized that, man, with all these negative people in this world, somebody's got to step up. So that's what I've been trying to do. Am I going to spread positivity every day? No way in hell. But I certainly won't be spreading negativity. I am neutral or slightly above that happiness level. I'll try to spread neutrality. I'll try to bring you here with me. I won't be the most peppy person in the world in cheering you on, but I'll get the job done. I'll show you some respect. And you won't go home today feeling worse after spending a couple minutes with me. And I think that's all that what anyone can ask for nowadays. I don't think it's the bare minimum. I think it's quite a lot. It's asking a lot from people nowadays. Because some people just cannot keep it together for the life of them. So I think that consistency in my demeanor is pretty powerful. So if you are struggling with keeping your emotions in check and keeping your mindset in check, I want you to apply these 3 methods. And at least say that I'm going to be one of these 3 today. Or one of these 3 in this moment. Are you going to be passionate, obsessed, or disciplined. Pick one. At least pull from one of these to get through your day, because you need it. And when you see others are down, pick yourself back up and do it for them, not for you. Because it doesn't matter what you're going through. It really doesn't. And these hypocrites, they don't care. They don't care about what you do or what they do or what anyone does. Don't get me wrong, I'm a hypocrite as well, right? I'm selfish as well. I'm narcissistic as well. There's some things that I'm not aware of in the moment, and when the moment has passed, I realize that I made a mistake, that I did something wrong, that I wasn't thinking of others in that moment. And it's a disservice to myself and others when I commit those atrocities. At least I believe I committed something wrong. No one is perfect, I understand that. But you need to understand that you yourself are not perfect. And you can't just play that card every time someone calls you out on something. You need to own it. For real. When you say, I am not perfect, and I should have been better. Not, I'm not perfect, you need to deal with that. No. I was not perfect in that situation. In the future, I need to do better. You shouldn't just automatically give up and say, well, I can't do everything. No, you can. You can do better. And you should do better. There's always tomorrow, and you should always strive to be better by tomorrow. Because you're not perfect. But you should be. And you should at least try to be that way. But anyways, I'm going to let you go. You got a long day ahead of you. I hope you get some rest tonight. I hope you get some sleep. I hope you have a wonderful day. But I hope you pull from something in your life. Pull from a strength, an aura, an energy, music, discipline, motivation, obsession, passion, whatever you've got. Throw it at the wall and see what sticks. But get the job done. And maybe tomorrow you'll be proud of what you did today. Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye now.